Hi guys, welcome back to Theory Lab, and today we're going to do the minor scale. Okay, so up to now we've learnt the theory for the full 12 notes of Western music, then turn that into a 7-note major scale, and now we're going to look at the minor scale. So like I said when we first started talking about the major scale, every scale afterwards, after you've learnt the major, and that formula for the major is something based on the major scale, okay? And the minor scale is no exception. It's the most common of all the scales after the major, but it's just an altered major scale. So what we're going to do first is just recap the major scale and convert it from there, okay? So we're going to go back to C, okay? So C is a really good place to be because the C major scale is pretty easy because it's no sharps or flats, okay? But we'll recap it and hopefully you can do it with me, okay? So let's start looking at it from the C, okay? So do you remember the formula first? Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Okay, so I'm not going to write the tones this time because we're not going to need it for the minor scale, but let's just think about it in our heads. So the first note is C. Okay, what's the second note? A tone up from C is D. The third note, a tone up from D, is E. Okay, E, D, D sharp, E. The fourth note, a semitone. Tone, tone, semitone is F. Then the fifth note, okay, is a G. Then the sixth is an A, G, G sharp, A. The 7 is a B because it's A to B, A sharp, B. And then the 8, or the 1 again, is back to C, okay? So we've got tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, okay? So we're back with our C major scale. Lovely. Right, now importantly, I've numbered it this time. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In theory world, in the world of wonderful theory, one of my favourite worlds, probably not yours yet, but hopefully it will get there, is if you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with nothing on them, no flats, no sharps, no anything like that, these numbers, then this is a major scale, okay? Now, when we start editing these, so suggesting, for example, that the 2 is flattened, that is when we start getting new scales. Okay, and the minor scale, so if we're going to do a C minor scale, for example, we have to learn this kind of formula for it, which is this. It's simply this, okay? To do a minor scale, we take these numbers, so the basic major scale, we flatten the third, okay, so remember that little flat symbol, flatten the third, we flatten the 6, and we flatten the 7, okay? And that part there, that top part, is what you need to remember, okay? That's the absolute crucial part to remember here, okay? Because that is your formula for a minor scale. So I come and I'm now going to adjust it on the actual letters, okay? So E flat, okay? A flat, B flat, okay? Flattening is mainly quite easy because you just put the flat in it, okay? And this is where we need to understand the fact that we use sharps as well as flats, okay? So in this instance, we were on the A, so imagine there's an A here, okay? And let's imagine initially we did this in sharp, so G, G sharp, A. They're like 3 notes back to back, okay? We're on the A and we need to flatten it, okay? So here I could have written G sharp because it's exactly the same note, but because I've got a G here, I've got a G. I don't want to write G sharp. That's just horrible. That's one of those things that, yeah, that's exactly the same note. It's exactly the same note. And if you played it on the guitar, you'd be forgiven for saying G sharp instead of G. However, when written out, you must have an A as well as a G, okay? So that's why instead of writing G sharp, we simply write A flat because we've kind of gone down to A flat, okay? So G, A flat, B flat, let's see. Okay, so that is our minor scale, okay? So crucially, this is a pretty simple lesson. All you've got to remember is, 1, how to get that major scale again. So get that back on the piece of paper. So get your paper out, try and do the D major scale again. And then say to yourself, right, well, a major scale is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I flatten the third, flat 6, and flat 7, I've now got that minor scale, okay? So try it for yourself. Get the D major scale out in front of you, number it, and then put a flat next to the 3, the 6, and the 7, just as we've done here, and then alter the notes like that, okay? One thing I'm going to throw out there is if you're already on a sharp, so imagine this was F sharp, just for example, okay? If you're going to flatten an F sharp, you're going to go down 1 semitone to F, okay? So a flattening is just simply going down 1 semitone. A sharpening is going up 1 semitone, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Put it into practice now, give it a try, and next time we'll take this in a more practical way and put it on the guitar neck.